After 38 weeks of testimony from more than 1,000 people, Commissioner Jacques Viens says one thing is clear. It seems impossible, he says, to deny that members of the First Nations and Inuit are victims of discrimination in their relations with public services. Viens' report comes 4 years after Radio-Canada's investigative program Enquête revealed allegations of physical and sexual abuse of Indigenous women by Quebec provincial police officers in Val-d'Or. The allegations included so-called starlight tours, where police drove people out of town and left them. There was a police investigation, but none of the Val-d'Or officers were charged. The Commission's mandate was broad, to look at the relationship between Indigenous people and some public services.
Well, myself, I deal with almost daily racism.
Je suis déçue.
Viviane Michel with Quebec Native Women says she's disappointed the report doesn't include measures to ensure Indigenous women like the ones who came forward in Val-d'Or will be protected. Still, she and other Indigenous leaders say they recognize the Commission's work and hope something real will come of it.
I think people are done with apologies. What they need is concrete action.
Overall of it.
At Val-d'Or's Native Friendship Center, Edith Cloutier has worked with the women whose stories led to the Commission.
There is no clear recommendation around the Sûreté du Québec in the harm done to Indigenous people. It's like the Commission overshadowed what was the heart of its mandate.
Quebec Provincial Police didn't comment on the report. The Quebec government says it will study it. And in the meantime, the Premier has invited Indigenous leaders to the legislature later this week. Alison Northcott, CBC News, Val-d'Or, Quebec.